Hello everybody, welcome to Coco's Crochet. I'm Litza and this is Coco, and today we're going to talk to you about Christmas Extravaganza, which is an amazing little project that our friends at KK Crochet have for the whole month of July. So those of you that haven't heard about it, we're going to tell you all about it today, and we hope that you go across and join them. We've been very lucky that we've been invited to do a little video for them, and they're going to put on what we show you today as far as a few little photos go as well. So let's support our wonderful friends KK and Kristen. They're going to do an amazing job this month of showing us all amazing items that we can create, like crochet for Christmas gifts. They're also going to give us tips on how to save money for Christmas as well. So basically they're preparing us. So it's Christmas in July and they're calling it their Christmas Extravaganza. So before we get started, I'll pop Coco down on the floor so she can have a little rest while we're having a chat. So she'll say woof woof to you now. She's really ready for a little rest. She's had a long afternoon hanging out with me. So let me pop her down on the floor. So she's just going to hang out down there while we have a chat. So welcome one and all. If you're new to our channel, thank you so much for joining us. We are so excited to have you come along. But today is all about Christmas Extravaganza, which is, as we said, hosted by our friends KK and Kristen over at K&K Crochet. I'll link their YouTube channel down below. If you haven't already visited them, please go and do so. They're wonderful, they're amazing, they're so much fun, and they're putting on a whole month of Christmas joy for all of us. So as I said earlier, it's all about tips and things you can create for Christmas, big and small. There'll be a lot of free patterns on there for us to tap into, and also possibly some paid patterns, and some people have created their very own, so they'll be letting us know how we can access those as well. Now, I was asked to contribute, so thank you so very, very much. What an honor that has been, and I was more than happy to jump on board because I think it's a wonderful little project that they've put together for us. I imagine the hard work they've put in. So every single day you're going to see a video for the whole month of July. So what's our contribution? Well, I love scrunchies, and I think you all know that. And I'm going to talk to you about the scrunchies that I have been creating for Christmas. Here's just a little sample, very Christmas themed. But of course, you can make scrunchies all year round and have them, to pop into little gifts like I usually do for birthdays and things like that. I supplement whatever I give them. But for now, let's talk about how we can make our scrunchies and how we can use them. So now, the very first thing you're going to use, of course, is some hair elastics. And my go-to pattern, so when I learned how to make my very first scrunchie, was with Repeat Crafter Me. So I will also link her YouTube video down below. She is amazing. It's a very, very quick tutorial, and let me tell you, once you've done it once, you never forget. It is so easy to do. So the very, very first thing, of course, you're going to need is a hair elastic. So generally these are the very, very the most common size ones, but of course, you can vary them and customize them to any size you need. These are for people that have more hair, curly hair, or thicker hair. And then also, if like this is my packet that I've been working through, so you can tell I do love making scrunchies. And also, if you get some your hands on some colored ones, you can team your, say for example, the red, you can use a red one if you wish to, or a green with a green, or white with a white. But let me tell you, it's not necessary, because after you put on your initial stitches onto your little hair elastic, you cover it all up. And of course, when it's in your hair or use it as decoration, a lot of the time, we like to walk around, those of us that have scrunchies, just, sitting on our wrists, because basically you'll have your hair up and then you just use it as a decoration, your little scrunchie. They're very, very much in fashion nowadays, which is awesome, because I'm an 80, like I grew up in the 80s, so it's nice to see that they've made a comeback. Now, as we said, the very first thing you're going to need is your hair elastic, and of course a hook that'll complement the size yarn that you can use. The beauty of making hair scrunchies is you can use all your scraps. You can use any type of yarn you wish. I've made them with velour yarn and blanket yarn and 8-ply yarn or DK weight, and the bulky weight, you just customize them to how you want to make them, and then have a hook that complements the thickness of the yarn that you're using. But you might want to even go down half a hook or maybe a hook size, because you don't want them to be loose and drapey. It's all about, well, this is the way I like to make them. I like to have them quite stiff and sturdy, because that way they sit very pretty in your hair. Of course, some of the, you know, softer yarns will collapse a little bit on their own, but they have their own beauty, like the velour yarns, for example. So what I use, other than my elastics and of course a hook, will come into play afterwards, because generally what I use is a lot of the 8-ply or DK weight yarn. So I have been using my Marvel for pretty much all of the scrunchies that I've made in the past. And then I also like to add a bit of sparkle, because why wouldn't you? So I always use two pieces of yarn at the same time. If I use a thicker, bulkier yarn, for example, when I use the Ogos, because I had the bulky weight, number 5 weight, I only use the 1 strand for those. So that's the effect that I go for. So something that's like a bulky, heavyweight yarn. So depending on what I have on hand is what I do with it. That's why with the DK weight, I've been using 2 strands. And then, of course, we have all these amazing sparkle yarns to go with them. I even have some white. And this is wonderful to either incorporate with it as you're making it, or I'll show you what I do. I like to use it as a decorative feature at the very top. And of course, you can also add some tinsel yarn, which is gorgeous. I also have some in, I've got it over there, some in silver and gold as well. But I just thought I'd bring out the traditional Christmas colours for you. So any sparkle yarn that you have, or any sequence yarn, I've actually used sequence yarn as well. So it's really nice to just incorporate it in there, because when you use the sequence yarn, I was a bit worried at first, but it actually doesn't get tangled in your hair. It sits very, very pretty. So let's talk through how we actually create them, and then I'll show you a few of the uses that I use them for, you know, how I use my scrunchies. So when you get your hair elastic, doesn't matter what size it is, but let's talk about the most common size, the most basic one you'll find. So what you do is you crochet 1 whole row around here in single crochet, and that's in US terminology, or I think it's double crochet in UK, but I'll be talking in US terminology. So single crochet all the way around, at least 36 single crochets. Now that way you'll have to push them along as you go a little bit, and that's okay, to make sure that they fit on there, because when you open it up, you want to make sure that there's not too many gaps. So that's what you do initially. So you get your yarn, whatever it may be, crochets, 36 single crochets. If you're using the bigger bands, you might go up to maybe 46, but you'll be able to judge that. It doesn't matter what size your elastic is, because it doesn't matter what your initial stitch count is. It always works out. You can do 50, you can do 100, obviously you won't, but what I'm saying is that it doesn't matter what your the number that you put on initially. It doesn't make a difference. So when you put on your first row of single crochet, then your next row is going to be, so we've done this now, we've put in our single crochet, and now we're up to this row here. So the next row is 2 double crochet in every single crochet, and then you're going to start to get a little bit of a wave. So you do that all the way around, and when you've done that, the third row is 3 double crochet in each and every double crochet, and that's how you get that beautiful wave. Now obviously the more single crochet you start off with, so you might actually want to start off with even for our smaller hair elastic, you might actually want to put in let's say 40 odd. It doesn't really matter. You can squish them in there as much as you want, depending how wavy you want to make them in the end. So that's what you need to consider when you're doing your original little single crochets. Envisage what you want the end to look like. So when you've put on your 3 double crochet in each double crochet, that's your third row. You can end it there if you wish, but I usually like to add a little bit of sparkle. So all I do is go around in each and every double crochet. Is that the right way? I haven't got my glasses on. In each and every double crochet, I then just put a single crochet of the sparkle yarn or the tinsel yarn, and it just, I think, just adds a little bit of extra touch to them, whether it's for Christmas or not, but especially for Christmas. It's always nice to have that sparkle or that tinsel. A little bit of glitter never hurt anybody at Christmas time. So that's how I like to make my scrunchies. They don't take very long at all. There's something that you can always make when you've got a little bit of spare time. Just use your extra yarn, all of your gorgeous scraps that are just sitting there in your baskets or totes, and you can have a supply for the whole year. So as I said, this is Christmas extravaganza, so we're talking about Christmas colors, but you can use every single scrap you have to create as many scrunchies as you can. Now, how do you use them other than just stocking stuffers? I don't actually have a stocking with me here today. I should have gone into my, where I've stored all my Christmas decorations. But imagine you have, stockings and you just stuff them with little scrunchies. How awesome would that be? Just pop them in there. Someone will find it and be very, very happy. Another way that I like to use my scrunchies is, so if I have a bottle of, whether it be alcoholic or non-alcoholic beverage inside the bottle, instead of one of those ribbons or bows, I like to pop it on top and then simply put it into, a little bag, a bottle bag, and off you go. You've got your little gift with a gift. How amazing is that? Now, another way that I like to use it, again, instead of using a bow or a tag, if I have a gift bag, doesn't matter what the gift bag is and what the gift is inside, isn't it nice to just be able to decorate it with another scrunchie? Here's another one up close. I really love this one. And then again, simply over the handle, and it doesn't matter what size your bag is, just simply push it over the handle, and there you go. You're ready to go. A beautiful bag decorated. And again, you use your scrunchie for decoration rather than buying a ribbon of some sort. And if you have a coffee drinker in your family or a tea drinker or a hot chocolate drinker and you want to buy them one of those travel mugs, what better way to decorate it and give it to them so they can actually have a little scrunchie to go with their coffee or whatever beverage is inside. So they're just a few of the ways that you can use the scrunchies that you make. And let me tell you, I love my scrunchies, and every single person that I have gifted to one this year, they've absolutely loved them. No one has ever said, oh, a scrunchie. They absolutely love them. So, even when I make my water bottle holders, I sometimes pop one in there as well when I give it as a gift to someone. So just, I can imagine you guys can think of many ways that you can gift your scrunchies, and the great thing is that they're also something that is a gift that you can give to, maybe, let's say you have younger children and they have a few friends that they want to give a little gift to. You can actually maybe even pop it around a little chocolate if the families eat chocolate, or a little bag of lolly bags, or even just as is with a little Christmas tag hanging off it, so that your children can have a little gift that they can give to their friends, which doesn't cost a lot of money but shows them that they were thinking of them. Because after all, that's what Christmas is all about. It's about the thought. It's about, just saying thank you, or I'm thinking of you. So I hope you've enjoyed this little segment of mine to support our friends KK and Kristen over at K&K Crochet. Their Christmas extravaganza is going to be awesome. I actually wait for every day's video to come out, and I get so excited because I can't wait to see what is on offer, and I'm waiting for all the tips that they have for us. And again, it gives us an opportunity to think a little bit ahead, because before we know it, guys, Christmas will be here. But let's enjoy Christmas in July. Thank you so very, very much for joining us today. We are very, very happy that you were able to make it. I'll just grab Coco. As I said, she likes to be on camera lately, so just give me a moment. Here she is. She's back. She was almost about to nod off. So we just want to say, take care, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. And Coco is going to say woof woof to you now. I'll say take care, and we shall see you all very, very soon in another video. Bye-bye, everybody.